When you think of Jason Voorhees, you think of a big, scary, menacing figure who wears a hockey mask to cover his face. He kills without regret or remorse. But who was Jason before he was this merciless being? And what made him this way? Jason Voorhees was born with mental deficiencies, an abnormally large head and a deformed face. In the summer of 1957, when he was just 11 years old, Jason's mother Pamela was a cook at Camp Crystal Lake. One day the other kids started bullying him and decided to throw him in the lake. The camp counselors were too busy having sex to notice. He was left to drown, unable to swim, and crying for help. In 1958, a year after his drowning, Jason's mother Pamela brutally murdered 2 camp counselors, seeking revenge for her only son. After the murders, Camp Crystal Lake was closed to the public. Years after Jason's tragic death, a group of camp counselors were hired to reopen Camp Crystal Lake. But Pamela Voorhees was not going to allow that to happen. This time around, she killed 7 others, before she was killed herself. She was decapitated, near the very lake where her son Jason had been drowned. After killing Jason's mother, camp counselor Alice Hardy got pulled into the lake by what looked like a young, rotting corpse of a boy. She woke up unsure if it was real or just a dream. Soon after, Jason finds Alice in her apartment. He now appears to be a full-grown man. With his mother's severed head to serve as a reminder, he stabs Alice in the head with an ice pick, killing her instantly. 5 years later, a man named Paul Holt opened a school camp for counselors, in preparation to open a summer camp on the shores of Crystal Lake. The camp was just walking distance from where Jason had drowned. Wearing old denim overalls and a burlap sack with one eye hole cut out, Jason murders 9 people at the campsite, each one more brutal than the last. Whether he came back from the dead after drowning, or lived secluded in the woods until his mother was killed, is left for us to speculate. But we do know that at some point Jason was killed. Since then, he has defied death again and again, growing stronger each time. Although his character has evolved from film to film, Jason has remained one of the most iconic figures in the history of horror.